What's up guys, welcome to your 13th Python tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make something called a list box. And a list box is pretty much just a list, and it has the scroll arrow to the up and down to the right of it. It's kind of like when you're filling out forms on a website and it says pick your state and then it gives you that huge list. That's what this is. So before we make a list box we actually need a list, and I'm going to name mine my list. So let's go ahead, and this doesn't have anything to do with wx, this is just a regular Python list. So let's populate it with some items. Let's say we're going to the grocery store and we need a grocery list, so we're going to get beef, tuna, some coconuts, and I spelled that wrong, you should too, more beef, and let's see, one other thing, cereal, and we should put that in quotes. That took me an awful long time to think of cereal. That's embarrassing. But anyways, now let's get to the fun wx stuff. Now in order to make a list box is pretty much a container to hold your list. So let's go ahead and name that cont for container, and let's go ahead and put wx.listBox, and let's go ahead and fill these parameters in. The first one is the parent, which is panel, of course. Next one is the ID, which I'm going to set to -1. You can give it any number you want. The next is the position, and put it somewhere like 2020, 1010, 3030. Not important. After this is the size of your list box, and I'm going to make mine 80 by 60 tall. And this should be tall enough. I don't want to make it too tall or you're not going to be able to see the arrows, which I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. After this you need to write, alright, you got this container, what list do you want to put in it? Well, we have this list right set up called my list, so I'm going to put that. And that is the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th parameter. And the 6th parameter is a style. And that's, in this case, I'm going to use wx period lb underscore single. And this means that you can only have a single option selected at once. So you can't select tuna and more beef. You can only select one. So next, we got our list, but there's one other thing I want to teach you guys. In order to set a default selection, you need to use the built-in method set selection, and then you can go ahead and set your selection by default. And I'm going to set mine to 3, and it's going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. And it's going to be more beef is going to be selected by default. And remember, whenever you're making a list, same with an array, the first value is 0, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, not 1, 2, 3. So that's why more beef instead of coconuts is going to have a default selection. So let's go ahead and run this. Hopefully we don't get any errors. And as you can see, more beef is selected. And this is, of course, a list box. Let me get this out of the way. And let me try one more time. There we go. So again, in order to make this, first we need a list. And this is, you should know this if you know Python. Next, you need to make a list box object. I named mine cont for container. No other reason. And of course, the panel position is 20, 20. This is 80 by 60 tall. My list is inside it, and look, this wxlb single, this means that you can only select one of these at once. That's what you usually want to have. And of course the default selection is just as soon as the program starts up, what value is selected by default. So that's your quick tutorial on how to make a list box. Play around with that, and hopefully when you learn this you're ready to move on to my next tutorial. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.